So much, Godfrey. Well, this morning we're joined by our good friend, DRC Raming Jr., who, of course, is the Chief Technology Officer over there at ArawakX. ArawakX is going to be partnering with a global media platform called Fintech TV. So we're going to learn more about that this morning. And, of course, DRC is going to be the one to share it with us. So, DRC, good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning, and thank you for having me again. I always love coming on the show.
Yeah, we always learn so much with ArawakX, so it's always a pleasure. Let's get started, first of all, by finding out who is Fintech TV.
So Fintech TV, so there's this emerging space that has happened over the last really 10 years. And what Fintech really is it's this convergence of finance and internet-based technologies. And blockchain is a type of Fintech. It has a lot of types of applications towards fintech. So sometimes people think they're the same, but they're really not. They're this new space of technologies that is kind of evolving around the world. And what Fintech TV is it's a media group based out of New York City, based out of the New York Stock Exchange. They shoot from the New York Stock Exchange, the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, the floor of NASDAQ, and the floor of the London Stock Exchange, and soon to be the floor of ArawakX. And so they cover this space, and why they were really interested in coming to talk to us is because with all that's going on in the country with Crypto Bahamas, as well as the regulatory environment here is being set up to encourage fintechs to move down here. They wanted stories and great companies to cover, and it was natural for them to partner with a stock exchange that has these companies kind of approach them on a daily basis.
All right. Excellent. Well, congratulations to you guys. It's a very big deal to have that sort of company reach out to you. I guess the question that I would have then is how will this partnership work between Fintech TV and ArawakX?
So we're offering on-the-ground support. Obviously, we understand this region. So it's not just for the Bahamas, it's for the whole Caribbean. And so if anyone has tried to do cross-border business before, you know that the rules of the game are kind of different in different jurisdictions. And so they needed some boots on the ground, people that could really help them tell the stories and get the quality stories at all levels of private and public sector. And so they reached out to us. You know, we were on their show in January, or I would say actually late February. And so they recognize that they need strategic partners. And like I say, their strategy globally has been to partner with regional stock exchanges.
Okay. And how will Fintech TV give local companies access to a global audience?
That's great.
And what's the advantage of that?
So the advantage is that the people, so they have 8 million viewers a week. And their viewership are primarily hedge funds, primarily people in the financial space, both in New York and London. And what this will do is it will help put these fintechs in front of possible investors, possible people that are going to use them. And so it's a really important and is a big deal for our country because we're now having eyeballs of people that can write checks that can actually finance these things. Because I can tell you, starting up ArawakX was not cheap. And it takes a certain type of mind and a certain type of investor to understand these things. And frankly, so the average fintech, for example, costs $16 million to start. So it's a little bit big beyond most Bahamian investors and most Bahamian investment. So if we are going to set up a fintech hub, which is what the Securities Commission has laid out some beautiful regulation and a beautiful environment for, you still have to have the financing for these kinds of companies. Otherwise, they're not coming, right? Companies move where the financing is. And so, we're working with Fintech TV and the ecosystem to make sure that people can get the eyeballs so people can get the financing that they need.
Excellent. No, this is really exciting information that we're learning about this morning. And, it all happens, or it seemed to have happened so quickly. And I guess that's the thing that happens with technology. You have the introduction of the DARE Act earlier this year, this excellent crypto conference, and now this exciting information happening here with Fintech TV. DRC, in your opinion, would you say, or how would you say, is the Bahamas and the Caribbean positioned in the space of digital assets, blockchain, and finance? What is our position? Where are we in the global space in terms of who we are?
So we have historically had really strong offshore financial services, and they lend themselves well to the modern world in the sense that, so like the Bahamas is known for trust law, for example. And trust law is about protecting people's assets, which is a really strong foundation for fintech, because that's what people worry about, right? Like, I'm operating with you over the internet. How do I know that you're going to be trustworthy with my money and my stuff? Well, the Bahamas has demonstrated that. And so as a center, it has the underlying structure in which to build these really innovative fintechs on top of. And so companies like ArawakX, other companies are looking and seriously considering setting up here to take advantage of that, because ultimately fintech is just providing financial services over the internet. Yeah. And so we have internet in every island. It's about then empowering the entrepreneurs that have the connections internationally to be able to reach out and do that. Because what's great about this space as well is this space, if you can get these companies working, is a net US dollar exporter. So that means that any business that happens outside of the Bahamas brings US dollars in, which we know is because we lived in a peg system. We need as many companies bringing US dollars into the country as possible if our country is going to grow. So this is a wonderfully emerging space. It's exciting. They've estimated only 1% of fintechs have been created. And so I would say to people out there that are thinking, entrepreneurs that are thinking about becoming part of the space, get a part of the space. If you're from a technology background or from a finance background, take a look at it. There's tons and tons of things. And exchange is a really weird part of the space, but there's all kinds of stuff that is going on around the world. And, but it is going to take people working together that are not used to working together, because technology people and finance people are two opposite sides of the brain almost. But if you can get the right team together, ArawakX is going to make sure you're able to find the financing to grow, and make sure you're going to be able to find the media needed to make those right partnerships.
All right. When will we start seeing some of those interviews coming out for the region between ArawakX and...
Probably in this next quarter. Still takes time to set things up.
Okay, excellent. Well, congratulations to you again. And where can we find more information about ArawakX?
ArawakX.com. We currently have a launch going on. So take a look at that. There's many more launches and many more products about to come to the market. So there's some big news coming there as well.
Excellent. DRC, congratulations to you and your team. Every time I see you all, such a primarily young team, obviously supported in the background by people with lots of experience, but a primarily young team. It's just so exciting for the future. And I love that you talked, especially to those who are looking for new spaces. We have so many graduates that just came out of school, whether high school or college, and this really is the future. We're at the beginning of what would have been the internet age a couple of years ago, or what would have been, the launch of the Industrial Revolution 100 years ago. And so really this is our time to get into this space, to learn and to see how far we can go and grow in terms of business. So grateful that ArawakX is here, making these sorts of partnerships, and of course, helping people to get funding. We thank you so much for joining us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you for having me. And you guys enjoy your day.
You do the same.